What was the first YTP you watched? I can remember one of the first ones I watched when I was looking for random Crash Bandicoot videos. I found a video by someone called Slam Man. It was called YTP Cortex Has Issues. And I watched it, and it was honestly the funniest thing I had seen.
You know, you should try it. It's pretty fun. You should try it. You know, very fun, like you guys. But best of all, I will use this army to have fun. And I shall call this army
The Faces of
Fools. No!
That name's
Great!
Well, actually, it's pretty gay, like you guys.
At the time, there was a lot of CDI references that I didn't get because I hadn't really gotten into that yet. But I mean, it's still a pretty funny video, and I'd encourage people to go watch that as well because I still think it's funny to this day. But he put in the description that he got one of the sound effects from a different YTP, and it was a YTP by Alvin YTP, and it was called Plucky Duck Directs the Faces of Evil, and that was pretty funny. And then I pretty much just watched all of the videos by Alvin YTP, and that's sort of how I got into YTP. Are you going to upload Crash Bandicoot YTPs? Probably not more than one, but yeah, definitely one. How do you ask to use someone's bathtub in Portuguese? Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know at the time of recording this, but I'm going to look and I'm going to put some text up on the screen. So this text you're seeing here, this is how you say it. Now, I don't know what it says because I can't see the text because I haven't looked it up yet, and I probably won't be able to read it out anyway. Have you played Jet Set Radio? No, I've never played that, but I might check it out, see what it is. How long on average does it take for you to make a YTP? Well, like I said, it really depends on how much effort I'm willing to put in. Sometimes it can take about 2-3 months. Sometimes, like the last video I did, the Simpsons one, that took about an hour to make. Tips for YTP newcomers: don't give up, don't feel sorry for yourself, and try to be original. And yeah, I'd stress the don't give up one, because as much as it may seem like you're never going to get noticed and no one's ever going to see your videos, if you just keep making good content, then you will eventually. I got that from Mobro Studios' video, saying, you know, your audience will find you, and I didn't believe him at the time, but my audience did find me. But just you know, think positive. What program do you use to make YTP? I use a mixture of Movie Maker, actually, Audacity, Paint, and one little editor which is called, let me just check, VSDC, Free Video Editor, which is pretty good. It can do all the kind of effects and stuff. It can't do masking, but it can do chroma key stuff. It takes a while, but the main problem with the editor is that it doesn't really have a proper preview function. It's got a preview thing that like comes up with a video, but it's really bad quality and it doesn't give you a very good impression of what the video is going to look like. So what you kind of got to do is put it all together, then save it as a movie file, and then watch it back to see if it's alright, and if it's not, then you just have to delete it and try again. Twinsanity OST, worse, equal to, or better than Crash Tag Team Racing OST? I'd probably put Twinsanity just over it, just because Twinsanity has some more memorable songs, but they're both pretty good. I mean, I'm listening to the Twinsanity soundtrack right now. And for those of you who don't know, the soundtrack to Twinsanity and most of the soundtrack of Crash Tag Team Racing is done by a band called Spiromouth, and they're done using no instruments whatsoever. It's completely a cappella, absolutely no instruments. And if you listen to this, knowing that it's just voices, then it's pretty impressive. I mean, how can you not be impressed by that, seriously? How did you remix the Foster's theme in a music box form? Did you use a website, or did you actually make a music box or something? No. I used a website which is called Soul Ray Me, which is like a MIDI editor and MIDI converter, so I just got a MIDI of the Foster's theme, edited it so it's all music box, and then I just turned that into an MP3. How did you implement the lip speech with Rossetti? Did you actually speak his lines after writing the script, or making the audio track? Yeah, I did. I edited all the audio first, and then I just listened to it over and over until I, knew it word for word. And then I just recorded my lips and just spoke it. And yes, for those of you still wondering, yes, that is my mouth. Yes, those are my lips. Do you still watch SpongeBob? Occasionally. I don't really very much anymore. Is this something you get a lot of requests for but don't really want to do? I often get requests for extended versions of songs that I make in videos. They're generally long enough. I don't really need to extend them. If you were in a Nerf gun fight with Cartoon Lover as your teammate, who would your opponents be and how many eggs would it take to kill them? I know one person that I'm sure me and Cartoon Lover would both like to fight, and that would be someone by the name of Adrian Aguilar. And it would probably take loads and loads of eggs to kill him because he never seems to go. What's your most memorable childhood memory? I do remember I had one birthday. What was your first video game? I don't know. One of the first consoles I had was a PlayStation. One of the first PlayStation games I played was Spyro, and then from Spyro I discovered Crash Bandicoot, and then I discovered, you know, the PS2 ones and the Ratchet and Clank and things like that, and it evolved from there, I guess. Have any other hobbies? I draw sometimes. I quite like to go cycling when it's nice enough weather, but yeah, YouTube poop is really my main hobby. It's the one I have most fun doing. Are there any YTP you made before the ones that are on your channel now? Yeah, I actually made quite a number of really short Crash Bandicoot YouTube poops, which I didn't even call YouTube poops at the time because, one, they weren't very good, and two, they didn't contain any, you know, spadina stuff, and at the time I thought YouTube poops needed those. I've now realised that that is completely wrong. I don't have any of them anymore, so if you're expecting me to show you an example, yeah, I don't have any anymore. What are your future ideas? Well, I've said most of them already. I mean, I'm doing the 1K sub special. After that, I'm either gonna do something completely different, or I'm going to do another poop using a source I've already used, which will either be Spyro, or Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, or possibly I'll do another SpongeBob one, but I am thinking of sort of remaking some of my older SpongeBob ones, rather than creating an entirely new SpongeBob one. Favourite animal? Otters, actually. Otters. I have no idea why, but I like otters. Otters. If God is dead, does that mean Jesus is dead too? I'm not really sure what you mean, but I guess so. I mean, when a father dies, its son usually dies too. That makes perfect sense. Will you run the jewels or lose your fingers? You're using too many apostrophes. Once upon a time, there was a bear. I killed him. How deep was that?
5 inches deep in your bum!
You fuck young boys. Young boys what? Did you ever expect such positive feedback on such amazing vids such as your last one? Honestly no, I didn't expect such positive feedback. I think mainly the reason why most of my comments are positive comments is because I'm not popular enough to have haters yet. Five Nights at Foster's Part 2? Possibly, yes. Originally I would have said no, but I've looked through the one DVD I have of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends where I get the source material from, and there's a few other episodes that I could do stuff with, so yeah, I might do a Part 2 in the future. Are you gonna make a YTP of Spyro Year of the Dragon as a sequel to Ripto's Racist? Same deal as Five Nights at Foster's 2. I wasn't thinking about it, but now that it's come to my attention, I probably could do that. If I did do a Year of the Dragon poop, it would be sort of carrying on from Ripto's Racist, because that was sort of story-oriented. Story-oriented? Story-oriented. That should be a word, story-oriented. It's much shorter. Is there anything you struggled with in making Five Nights at Foster's? Probably one of the main things I struggle with is when I use Movie Maker for simple cuts and edits. And obviously Movie Maker corrupts a lot of the time, so that was probably the only problem I had with it. Do you even take requests? I do not take requests. I don't think any YouTube pooper takes requests. I don't see how that could work. But just for this one-time thing, I'm going to go through these next few questions quickly.
Wander Over Yonder? Probably not, I've never really seen it. Conker's Bad Fur Day? Probably not, I don't think I could make a good one at that. Hunger Games, Godzilla or Transformers? Possibly, but very, very unlikely out of any of them. Wizards of Waverly Place? I hate that show, I have no idea what that show is. I might look at it, see what it is. Bartok the Magnificent? No idea what that is. The anime I'm gonna pronounce that wrong, so I'm not even gonna try. Wings, 2012. I haven't seen that either, I don't know what that is. TF2 YTP? Probably not, I'm never gonna make a full Team Fortress 2 YTP. But I'll continue to use it as source material for like small elements. Thomas? Probably not, but possibly. Adventure Time? I don't think so. Another SpongeBob one? Possibly, yeah, like I said, I might do, but it would probably be a remake of one of my older ones. Caillou? No. Regular show? Probably not. Super Mario Logan? Is he the guy who does the Mario things with the toys and he makes them talk or something like that? I'll look into that, and I might do that. Another Peppa Pig one? Probably not, at least not for a while. Will you include Sonic OVA, Dead Leaves, and Trans-Fassylvania films? Well, I don't know what any of those are, but if I look into them, then I'll come up with a yes or no answer.
What is 4 plus 5?
9/11.
Do you hope to become big one day or remain in obscurity? Honestly, I don't mind, because I've got over 1,000 subscribers now. I mean, that's plenty. Just knowing that I could make 1,000 people happy with my videos is good enough. Do you like French toast?
Et vous savez ce qu'on raconte?
Have you done any video editing outside of YTP? Well, I've done some at college. I've been taking media studies for the past year, so that's kind of helped that I've had quite a lot of experience with video editing. What's your favorite color?
Purple!
Where do you get your sources at? Either YouTube or I've got DVDs. Do you like FNAF, and have you heard there's going to be a 4th? Yeah, I do actually. I do like Five Nights at Freddy's. I completely understand why some people don't like it. It's sort of, some of the reason why people don't like it is because they don't really know what it is. They think it's sort of like just a two-dimensional point-and-click jump scare game, when in fact it's got a really, really deep story that nobody really realizes when just seeing gameplay footage of it. And yeah, I've heard there's going to be a 4th, so I better hurry up and play the 3rd one, because I still haven't played that yet. Your poops seem to be getting more complex with each new edition. Would you say that you have reached your stylistic peak, or are you striving to develop your style even more? I don't know. I realised that after the 15, I think, videos I've made so far, I have sort of developed a style that's almost unique to me. I mean, I know it's sort of like, and I wasn't trying to create my own style. I think I was just doing what I wanted to do, and then that evolved into my own style. at least the 3 long poops I've made so far, Ripto's Races, Crustacean, Resurrection, Redemption, and Five Nights at Foster's, have all gone in sort of the same style, in that they've just been doing what I want, but still going along with the main plot of the story, while also including some other story elements and references and things like that. Just it's sort of become the thing that I do, but that's sort of going to change when I make my 1K sub special, because that video is going to be quite different to the last 3 I've made. But I mean, don't worry, it's I think you're going to like it. It's not completely different. You'll know exactly what I mean when you see it. But once I've made that, then I'll probably go back to the style I've got so far, but I'm going to sort of improve that style as much as I can. I'm just going to basically improve as much as I can on each video. Each video I make, I want to improve on the last. So I hope that answers your question. What kind of future do you think YTP has? Will there continue to be creative minds that push the boundaries, or is the well of innovation about to run dry? I think YTP is gonna continue for many, many, many years. As much as it may seem like there's very few creative YouTube poopers, there's quite a number. And I know what YouTube poop was like back in the day. I did quote marks with my fingers, obviously you can't see that, because I was around then. I wasn't making YTPs, but I was watching YTPs then, so I know what it was like. And I know that YTP is very different now to how it used to be, and I'm sure in the future it's going to be completely different again. And you know, it's just going to keep going, even if way in the future it's not even called YTP anymore, it's called something completely different. It will still have the elements of YouTube poop, and that can spiral out into other genres, and anyone can create anything that's just editing something someone else has made, and technically it is a YouTube poop, so I don't think that would ever stop, unless there's some kind of mechanical malfunction and every computer in the world stops working. Then I don't think YouTube poop will ever stop. It will just keep going further and further, evolving. Maybe getting worse, maybe getting better, but we won't know until we get there. Anyway, enough of sounding like a philosophical old man. That's the last question, so we're done now. We're done with the Q&A. Finally, I apologise that it's taken so long. I said I'd get it out within a week after I took down the video. It's now been over a month since I actually put out the question video. So thank you for all of you who submitted your question. If I didn't answer your question, it's either because I didn't know how to answer it, or I just lost it because YouTube's comment system is very, very, very fucked up. Either way, thank you for watching. I think this has been going on longer than 25 minutes now. So thank you if you've stayed this long, and I hope to see you in my next video. So, see you guys soon, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.